Good morning, everyone. I'm Coach Shamar. I'm your host, and I'm here with the energetic, the passionate, diehard Chiefs fan, Taylor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, Taylor, I don't think I've ever met a fan or seen a fan as passionate as you are about your Chiefs. So, so my leads me to my first question here. Have you always been a Chiefs fan, and if so, for how long?
Yeah, so I was actually born into being a Chiefs fan. My parents have had season tickets since before me and my sister were born. So the time I was like 3 or 4 years old, I was already going to every home game. Of course, this was back in the days with like Trent Green and Tony G, Dante, all of those type of people. So I, was born into being a fan.
Mhm.
And, when you go through all those tough years that we did when you and I were much younger, having what we have now is such a gift, and it just makes it that much better to be a fan, honestly.
All right, so you were born into it.
Yeah.
So for right now, so what is it about the Chiefs that you personally like so much? I know you were raised a Chiefs fan, you're still a diehard, but what is it about them that you like so much?
I think a lot of it honestly has to do with the fact that, like I said, when I was younger, they were good, but they weren't quite good enough, So we've seen them really work through all these struggles over the last, 25, 30 years to get to where we are now. And it just, to me, it's like a testament of the whole organization, right? So it starts with Clark Hunt and Mark Donovan, and it just kind of trickles its way down. We've had our share of good coaches like the Dick Vermeils, and then we went through that long, long time of having horrible coaches, and then
Mhm.
now we're blessed to have someone like Andy. So I feel like, the whole course of my life of being a Chiefs fan has been, as low as we can get, going all the way up to now, to where it's like I never thought that I would see something like this. So I think my love for the Chiefs now is just like it all kind of boiled up to this point, which sounds so silly to say, but like honestly, that's just how I feel about it. Is like, I've been committed to them as a fan my whole life, so this is kind of
Mhm.
the payoff for that, and so I think that I like them so much because they have never given me a reason to not be a fan. They're always out there giving us the best that they can and working as hard as they can now to get us to the ultimate goal, now 2 years in a row, hopefully going on three.
Oh yeah, there was that one year where they came so close, but it was that one call against the Patriots. I think it was. But I see that you have a lot of tattoos on your arm as well
Yeah.
about the Chiefs. So that leads me to my next question. Since you're a diehard fan, do you have a lot of Chiefs merchandise in your home? I see some around you there.
Yeah. So I'm actually down in my Chiefs cave right now, and I have quite a bit of stuff. I know you probably can't see a whole lot behind me here, but it's been kind of a work in
Oh
progress.
wow.
I've gotten a lot more kind of, since we won, obviously. So adding on kind of as we go. But I originally didn't start with a whole lot. I bought my house 2 years ago, and it actually came with this Chiefs cave already done. And I was like,
Oh,
that's it.
cool.
That's my house. Like, I have to make that happen. And so when I did, that kind of, obviously led me to be like, okay, well, now I need to fill the walls. And so us winning the Super Bowl was great because I have so many pieces from that. I have both of the front page newspaper articles over there from the AFC Championship game, and then of course from the Super Bowl too. I have Mahomes cereal boxes over there, and like the
Oh, yeah.
hard worth the weight beer bottles that they came out with when we won. So a lot of stuff from the Super Bowl itself, but I'm trying to work to get the collection to add it a little bit more of some of the stuff from the past too, because obviously I want to honor everybody from the Chiefs, not just where we're at now.
Oh yeah, but who's that on your arm, on your left arm?
Oh man, I've got. You probably can't see because it's kind of dark down here, but I got a little bit of everybody. So I started at the top with some of the older guys. So front and center is Lenny, of course, and then Tony G. He's my guy. I know a lot of guys don't really care for him because of how he's at, but I love me some Tony. He was honestly one of my first ever favorite players for the Chiefs. I remember meeting him when I was really young. So I got Tony there, and then if you work your way in, again, I don't know how well you can see this, but I got DT in there, and Dante is up top. And then on the back side, I've got Marty and Wolfie. I don't know if you can see
nice.
And then on the bottom half, that's where we work into like the Super Bowl guys. So, and actually I forgot one. There's Jamal down there. And then we go into like Travis, Tyron, Patty, of course. And then on the very back, I've got Tyreek and Andy. So
okay, how long did it take you to get that done? Was that like a couple sessions or?
Oh man, I've been working on it for literally a year. I think this weekend actually marks a year since I've started it, and I've gone almost every month for a year. So it's been a long time coming to get it done.
Oh, good. Yeah. I don't know how much did that hurt getting that done. I know I got 2 tattoos. It was painful.
It was real painful. I mean, so my last session was actually last week, and I had kind of right over here with Jamal all the way down to Tyreek. Mm. It was real painful. It was like 4 hours of just brutal pain.
Well, yeah. Well, that's being a diehard there. You can take it for sure.
Yeah.
Next question. So, are you planning on attending live events or not live games during the pandemic? I know with the numbers rising, it's kind of, you never know.
Right. So I have season tickets, obviously. And so last year was a little weird. We had already paid for our tickets for the year when, of course, they came out and said that it was only going to be 20% capacity or 16%, whatever it was. And so last year we weren't going to go to games, but it was very hard to stay away, obviously, even in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be working the whole time. So I wasn't one of those people that, had to be at home and work and everything. So I was already around people a lot. So my sister and I kind of decided that it would be okay for us to still go to games. Obviously it was all social distancing last year. Everyone had to wear a mask. I mean, you couldn't even like pull your mask down to like talk, or they would kick you out. It was very serious. So we did end up going to every game except for the Raiders game last year. And that was, of course, the game that we lost. So we say that that's like our bad for not going, and that's why we didn't win. But so we went to all of them last year, including the playoff games, which was awesome. But it was so weird not having all the fans there, as you can imagine. So we were there for the home opener, which was also crazy just to have everybody back. They weren't taking very many COVID precautions, but a lot of the stadiums aren't right now. So I guess we'll kind of see what happens. I know that they're talking about making all of the stadiums have to be fully vaccinated fans to be able to go. I think that'd be a good idea. So we'll see if that happens, but I am planning on going to the home game for sure.
All right, great. So what team are you looking forward to seeing the Chiefs play against the most?
Honestly, okay, so before last week, I would have said that it's Green Bay, but I don't know what happened to them last week. So I'm excited for that game, but honestly, I'm pretty excited for when the Cowboys come to town. I think if Dak can stay healthy, that'll be a really good matchup for us. I know when we played them a couple years back when we still had Alex Smith, there was a lot of hype on that game, and the Chiefs just didn't really show up. So now that we have Pat, I'm kind of looking forward to that being a little bit of a showdown at Arrowhead. So I'm looking forward to those two games for sure.
Very good. So what are your predictions for the Chiefs this season? I know they got a game against the Ravens today. That might be a tough matchup, Lamar Jackson and such. But do you think they're going to make the playoffs again, go all the way?
So honestly, I'm kind of siding with Pat a little bit on this, because I know that he said that he'd like to be, the first team to, go 20-0, right, with the playoffs and everything. And I think we can do it. I don't want to say that that's what we will do, but I think that this team has the capability to do that. But I also know our team, and I know that we'll probably drop one to somebody. Honestly, I feel like we might lose 1 or 2. I'm just hoping that they're not divisional games, because I'm planning on us taking the AFC West. Honestly, I think that, again, we'll win the AFC. I think it might be tougher. I think that we'll probably see the Browns again. The Browns are going to give us a hard time. And we'll have to see about everybody else, because, I was kind of banking on the Ravens, the Bills, Tennessee, all those guys having big wins last week, and none of them did. So we'll just kind of see how the rest pans out. But I think that we take the West. I think we take the AFC, and then I'm kind of hoping that we see Tom Brady again in the Super Bowl, because I'd like to play him with a healthy O-line and see how we can pan.
Yeah. I don't know what happened last week. My Bears didn't do good. Packers.
To play Fields.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see. Hopefully they'll do good. I mean, they're playing the Bengals today, but we'll see how they do. So if the Chiefs goes to the Super Bowl, you're gonna get tickets and fly down there.
I seriously wish. I would love to go to SoFi Stadium. I think that that stadium and then Allegiant, obviously, for the Raiders are so cool, and I would love to go, but I know that tickets are just going to be insane. So maybe one day I can win tickets or something, and then I can go.
Of course. Well, thank you so much. So yeah, that's